Macabre Coven. We are Venomous Sin.
And Venomous Sin declares war on hypocrisy, fake fucks, and the politically correct world that tries to silence you.
We are the band that refuse to kneel.
And stand up for the ones the world tries to silence with fake smiles and so-called status.
You screamed, we hear.
And you are not alone.
Welcome to the Macabre Coven. I'm Lina, and tonight we're cutting the strings off those so-called powerful corporate puppets. You know the ones I mean, the women who weaponize their tears, their cleavage, their victim stories, like it's a damn PowerPoint presentation on manipulation. And the men, oh, let's not forget the men, who walk around with their corporate badges like medieval shields, flashing money, titles, and fake charisma as if their spreadsheet can buy them respect. Newsflash, it can't. I grew up with scars, not strategies. I learned what survival meant when the world tried to crush me down until I was just another pretty corpse in their hall of obedience. But I didn't play the victim. I didn't cry my way into promotions. I didn't flash my tits for sympathy points. I fought. I got crucifucked by people who swore they cared. I got normie-fucked by a system that told me to smile and comply. And I came back with fangs. That's the difference between rebellion and puppetry. Corporate women, let's start with you. The ones who cry in HR offices about hostile environments, not because they've been genuinely wronged, but because they know that victimhood pays better than competence. You think you're rebels, but you're not. You're just hashtag lobotomized puppets with a company badge. You spin stories about oppression while sipping lattes in glass towers. You build your entire career on being offended. That's not strength, that's branding. And don't get me started on the ones who dress power like it's cosplay. You put on a suit, flash some red lipstick, and think you're Lady Macbeth storming the boardroom. Meanwhile, the only strategy you've mastered is leaning in when the boss looks down your blouse. That's not empowerment, darling. That's fellatio-baptized career climbing, dripping with desperation, polished with LinkedIn slogans. Now let's flip the coin. Men. You walk into rooms swinging your titles around like limp dicks with business cards. Manager, senior manager, vice president of fuck all. You think your money buys loyalty, but all it buys is silence and fake smiles. You demand respect, but you've never earned it. Strip away your job title, and you're just another basement bully in a suit, a faceless fuck hiding behind a paycheck. Real authority doesn't come from the zeros in your bank account. Real authority comes from surviving when there's nothing left but fire and venom. Real authority is when people follow you because they believe, not because they're chained to your payroll. You think your corner office makes you powerful? No, it just makes you another puppet on a higher shelf. And then there's HR. Oh God, HR. The anal manual priests of the corporate religion, the guardians of policies no one actually respects. HR is where dreams go to die of paperwork. You think you're protecting people, but all you're doing is defending the company from its own employees. You hide behind forms, codes of conduct, and PowerPoint slides about culture. Culture? You mean the anal tradition of killing individuality with a smile and a survey. HR, you're the dildo prophets of the office, preaching empowerment while making sure no one actually steps out of line. You silence rebellion with processes. You crucify anyone who dares to question authority, and you call it professionalism. It's not. It's corporate censorship wrapped in buzzwords. And let's talk about those buzzwords. Synergy, resilience, empowerment, alignment. What do they mean? Nothing. They're coffin candy, sweet empty slogans meant to distract while the puppets dance. Behind the curtain, it's still the same tired game. Women playing weak to seem strong, men confusing fear for respect, and HR making sure no one sees the strings. Do you know what's hilarious? They all think they're powerful. They post on LinkedIn with their corporate selfies, their influencer-style captions about the journey, their fake authenticity. Meanwhile, they're just content parasites feeding on the system, terrified of losing their strings. They call it networking. I call it being Tinder-nailed into corporate slavery. Swipe left, swipe right. Who's gonna fuck me into the next promotion? I've seen real strength. I've lived it. When you're mocked, humiliated, betrayed by the people who swore to love you, you don't crawl into HR crying about toxic environments. You rise, you spit poison back, you tear down the stage and set fire to the strings. That's what rebellion looks like. Not begging for sympathy, not cashing in your cleavage, not flashing your bank card like it's a weapon. And yes, sometimes I borrow Chavi's venom, because why the hell not? He cuts with words like scalpels. I cut with seduction turned into humiliation. Together it's nuclear. He'll twist your logic into a noose. I'll make you moan when I stab you. That's the difference between us and you puppets. We don't play roles, we burn them. So here's the truth. If you're building your career on victimhood, you're a puppet. If you're buying respect with money, you're a puppet. If you're hiding behind HR manuals, you're a puppet. And puppets don't scare me, they bore me. What scares the system is people like me, people like Venomous Sin, because we don't kneel, we don't comply, we don't give a fuck about your policies, your titles, your fake empowerment campaigns. We don't play your puppet show. We cut the strings and then we hang you with them. So, to every so-called powerful corporate puppet out there, keep dancing. Keep crying your way into promotions. Keep flashing your credit cards. Keep hiding behind your HR manuals. Just know that outside your office walls, there are voices louder than your buzzwords, darker than your policies, sharper than your fake nails. And those voices aren't asking for permission. They're declaring war. Visit venomoussign.com. Check out shop.venomoussign.com for merch. Find us on YouTube at youtube.com/@venomousin. And on Spotify, search Venomous Sin. Because here's the final truth. The stage isn't yours anymore. It's ours. And the strings, they're already cut.
If you like the show, hit subscribe, share it to anyone you think should hear it.
If you ever been silenced, manipulated, excluded, we are here for you. We are Venomous Sin.
And Venomous Sin declares war!
You are not alone.